Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome in, guys. We are going to be doing a little bit of painting. I have a few kits on the table that I need to tackle. Um, if you have followed me for any bit of time, I may be contradicting myself because normally what I would do is only paint one kit at a time. But 2026 is filling up, and that's a good thing. So with that being said, I wanted to jump on here tonight and just tackle a few of them, only because I just want to work ahead a little bit. So I am working on teal, which I started on a while ago, and then me and mom didn't really like the complexion. We're going for a lighter complexion, like a biracial complexion, and so I started over. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and add a few layers to teal, and we may pick up Gabriella and Susu in a little bit as well. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and start working on teal. But the layer that I'm on, if you can tell, like this has like a yellowish tone to it. So if I pulled out my color wheel, let me grab one. Pulling out my color wheel, I can see that across from the purple would be yellow, right? Like we've talked about this a lot here on my channel. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and run some purple across on the palette here because of the yellow tone, so that we can go ahead and make that neutral, therefore making it brown. So we're going to slowly build up depth and layers. That's the key I'm finding, and I'm sure other artists can attest to that. Whenever you're going for light colors, the key is to build up very slowly. Like, you can't rush it. I remember I used to use a lot of burnt umber, thinking that that was the key to getting my skin tones for light complexions, but that is not the case, because they will start to look orange. The kits will start to look orange real quick. So I'm just going to take some, this is purple 04. And I chose this color because it matched the color wheel the most. And then I'm going to take some Irresistible Stinning Medium and add it into my palette. And y'all, this palette is porcelain. I've had it for months, maybe the beginning of 2025. But I just pulled it out recently so that I can make up what I intended to do when I first bought it. Make up a lot of different colors at one time, instead of always just having my little detail palette with a few colors. I wanted to have some options. And the purple beside this one is actually a dioxazine purple. It's like a light purple. But this one right here is the purple 04. And like I said, I chose this one because of its darker appearance. And anytime you are working with colors, you want to make sure that you are sticking to a color that's true to what you see on the color wheel. So the purple that I chose, because of the yellow tones, the purple that I chose was a darker purple, but it's not completely, it's not that dark, right? Like we can see that this eyelid purple is closer to that, but eyelid purple looks totally different on the canvas kit. But I'm going to add some blue into this violet to make it a little bit darker. Excuse me. I'm going to add some blue into this purple to make it violet, therefore making it darker. And this is Phthalo Blue 02 right here. Many of the colors that you'll see on my palette are one of the oxazine, are just the color from the pot. I'm gonna add a little bit more red to it because it's not deep, as deep as I want it. Because we know red and blue is what makes purple. So let's grab a red. This is a magenta. I don't want that one. I have these petite jars that I've had since I started painting in 2019, and thankfully they are lasting me. And this is these are Genesis paints, by the way. Genesis heat sets. I hope everybody is doing well. I know it's been a while since I have posted an actual video or uploaded an actual video. I want to talk about that for a second too, because y'all know I'm new to YouTube, so to speak. And I made the mistake, a horrible mistake, of I had some copyright errors, because y'all know I blast music throughout my video, because that to me just makes it a little bit more lively. So at the time when I uploaded them, like, there were no copyright errors or reports. And then I got a message later saying that, oh, we found some copyright errors in your videos. And they weren't strikes or anything like that. But nevertheless, they give you an opportunity to fix them. And instead of just taking the music out, which is one of the options, I chose to replace the music. I couldn't quite control the volume the way I wanted to. Yeah, this is turning good. I couldn't quite control the volume like I wanted to. So some of my videos are pretty much ruined by the loud music that's blaring through on some of the videos. So I have been kicking myself about that, a little bit disappointed in myself for not taking the time to actually research before I just did something. So for any of you that are new to my channel, I sincerely apologize for the loud music that you may hear in some of the clips in my videos. So that's had me a little bit discouraged, because granted, at some point, I guess, I hope that YouTube will build a feature to where you can go in and correct your mistakes, but it's a permanent fix whenever you go in and change copyright mistakes or errors. And so, yeah, had me feeling a little defeated, but it's okay. We are going to move on. I'm going to add some ultramarine blue, since we've added some red. And hello, everybody that's saying hello. I hope everybody is doing well. Why did I pull this out? I said ultramarine blue. My ultramarine blue is like getting down to its last little bit. Have y'all found any ultramarine blue by any particular line that's good or that works for you? Because I am curious to know. This right here is just a dish with some thinning medium on both sides. So dipping my brush in there just to wet it a little bit. Okay. Be more generous with this ultramarine blue. Is anybody else painting themselves? Like, what are y'all, if y'all are painting right now, what kits are y'all painting? I'll take a peek at your comments if you're currently painting. There's nothing I love more than watching another artist paint while I paint. It kind of motivates me. So hopefully we can be painting together, passing some time. Add a little bit more red to that, and then I think we can actually start to put paint on the kit, y'all. Because that's what we're all here for, to paint, right? Purple Sunny Reborn says she is just chilling. That's what I'm talking about. It is Saturday. Nothing is wrong with it. Okay, adding a little bit more red to deepen this. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is go ahead and start adding some of this to Teal. Yes, that's a pretty purple. It's a light violet color, nevertheless violet, so we're gonna go with this. Y'all can see this color on my knife here a little bit more. Paula, I am painting Teal. I have Susu and Gabriella here. And how long am I painting? I'm not sure. I am listening to Olivia Dean's album, The Art of Loving, y'all, that I love. I love her album. I love her as an artist. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. I hope not, because I don't want another copyright. But anyway, I said I would paint like during the duration of the album, which is not that long. So starting in the back, making sure that this purple is what I want. And we can see that it's very pigmented, right? So what I would do is just dip my brush. I'm going to dip it into the thinning medium, just to thin it out a little bit more. And remember, what we really want are shadows, not so much the color. We don't really want it to be too opaque. So if you can see, like, yes, we have a purple cast to it. We don't necessarily want this color directly onto the kit. We don't want a purple kit. We're just basically taking colors, neutralizing, if you will, the previous color to get to brown. That's the easiest way I can explain it, to get to the shade of brown that you want. Some of y'all may have other methods. I would love to know it. But this is what I find is working for me. Somebody said they can't hear me. Oh no, you said you can't hear the music. Okay, good. Sorry. Oh, so real quick. So this sponge right here, this is something that I've started doing too. To kind of minimize the Baby Alive effect with a very smooth skin, I am using a torn off cosmetic wedge to give me this effect so that it doesn't appear as polished. Like it's very even. I really like the appearance of that after the fact. Now, of course, you saw me apply the paint with a brush, but in pouncing it off, it creates a little bit of texture, and it's not as manufactured looking as it would be if I used this smooth side. So we can see that this has casted some shadow. You can see the difference from here and there. And that's what we're going for, because we want a very light complexion. Like I said, she's going for biracial. So I want to make sure I build up this biracial tone very slowly. Okay. I'm changing my brush just to give me a little bit more surface area. I mean, because I have a little bit more surface area here. I didn't mix that too well, because you can see like some of the red streaks. But that's okay, because we will work that out right now. So let's just pounce this off now. See how we're building up that shadow, making this skin tone a little bit darker, trying to reach a biracial skin tone, and using our textured side of the sponge, our cosmetic wedge, to pounce off so we can create that blurred effect that skin has, rather than it looking manufactured like a baby alive with a smooth finish. So the key is to always be evolving in your art, and you can do that through studying other people's, through trial and error. Just make it your own, though, of course. Oh. Okay, now let's go into the face itself and add in some shading, which is what we're doing. So I wish I could show y'all the picture, but I don't have another screen to show y'all my inspiration. But I want to drop in some shadows like above the eye in the natural places where it would land. And I'm using this based off of the inspiration that we're using, and I have the image in my head pretty much. I can't show y'all. But anyway, so around the mouth, you can see that it's lighter here. And then I've built some depth around the sides of the chin and under the lips, and also inside the mouth and all that good stuff. So I want to continue working on these shaded areas. And I'm choosing the placement of this based on the kit and the inspiration. I have another wedge that I have torn off so I can get into those tight spaces. So before I got to this layer, I had did a purple wash of the Purple 04 over the shaded areas of the kit. I let it flash off, and then I came back in with this color. So I have a leg and an arm that I'm going to have to put the wash on before I do this layer, because I put them in the oven at different times. Okay, so let's let tilt it to the side and flash cure. These two have already had the purple wash, but it's the other two I have to the side that needs the purple wash. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and add this thicker purple. What brush is that? Now, I'm in the market for some new brushes as well. So if y'all know of some brushes that work really good that I can pick up from Michaels or Hobby Lobby, please let me know. I just bought some new ones. This is by Royal and Langnickel from Michaels. And I'm not mad at them, but they lose the shape too fast. And these are for mixed media, so I'm sorry, I'm trying to read the messages. I used some Gemini varnish to promise an experiment. Ooh, tell me more about that. Like, how did that work? Paula, as far as do I always do a purple layer? Pretty much. Anytime you're working on biracial tones. But it depends on where you are in the process. I'm not just saying just add purple to the kit. Like if your kit comes to you and it has a yellow tone, it's not real neutral, you can start with purple if you wish, but it just depends on where you are in the painting process. And we know where we are in the painting process by the color wheel, right? Yes. So yeah, make sure you're using your color wheel. That should be your best friend. But if you're not comfortable with the color wheel, use the colors out of the pot. I am sure that there are artists who don't necessarily make it this complicated, if you will. With anything, you just got to practice and experiment and see what works for you. And hopefully you find what works for you. I've just learned that when I try to just do like burnt umber and raw umber and like Flesho 2 and stuff, it would look muddy or it would look orange. And as you paint, you evolve. So as long as you're studying, always study your art. But the Gemini varnish, Gemini is the one that I'm using. I was thinking Exodus. Yes. The Gemini varnish I love. I really love. That's Bountiful Baby, by the way. You guys. Bountiful Baby has a line of mediums. And I am in love with their matte varnish. It feels like the old formula of Genesis. It gives you that kind of gritty finish so that you feel as though the paint really has a hold over it or a good covering over it. So I really love that. But I think you said that you used it as a primer, which works. But for me, if I prime the kit, I am using McPherson's line, Exodus. They have a primer, and I love it. It does give a really good hold, too. Somebody said, "Person, is that legal?" I'm assuming that this is somebody who is not normally with us. But yes, what I'm doing is legal. It's called Reborn Dolls. Creating painting dolls to appear realistic. It's definitely legal. It's an art form just like anything else. Okay, so I'm gonna let this leg dry. So you'll see, like, I've already added some detail to the fingers. I have added some depth around the fingernail because we know naturally, like right here under the cuticle area, that's darker. And eventually that will become like a lighter red. But I put in some blue layers so that I could add that depth. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my purple shading in the areas I want to appear darker. But like I was saying, if y'all know about some brushes that are really, really good, please let me know. They could be Amazon, Michael's, an art supply store. So although I've added the color to specific areas, to make sure that it's blended good into the other areas of the hand, I am just pouncing around. But the majority of the paint is still in that area, but I want to make sure it's all blended so we don't have any harsh lines of like an abrupt stop or anything of paint. So I don't want any harsh lines. Okay, so I'm gonna let this air dry over here. We'll pop those into the oven in just a second, but I need to go ahead and add the wash layer to this leg and arm. So the reason why I did the wash first is because I didn't have the thicker consistency ready. And I wanted to see how the purple layer really looked on the yellow before I committed to doing the thicker one, the thicker consistency. Do I have any preemies? I don't. But you know, I love painting preemie kits. To hold them whenever they're done is, oh, feels like you're really holding a real baby. The way they curl up in your arms. But no, I don't have any preemies. And all three of these are actually customs. So, that's what I'm currently working on. Oops. See? Put this in my face because, as you saw, I was about to dip into that. And my mixture in here is the paint, and this is actually, normally I use Gamsol, but this has been mixed for a while, and this has the Exodus thinning oil. Those pretty much work the same, so. Hey, Shay. And Paula, no, I have not painted this kit before, other than the first one that I messed up. And so instead of, well, when I was stripping it, I used blue acetone. Why in the world did I do that? And so I made the mistake of letting the head sit in the container. And when I got ready to finish stripping the head, it had a blue ring around it, and I could not get that blue ring off, so I just said forget it. and just bought a replacement kit. But technically, no, I have not done this kit before. Okay, so the limbs that we put the thicker consistency on have dried, like flashed off. So I'm going to put the head and these two inside the oven. Grab the arm. So after I add this wash to the leg, after I add this layer right here, I'm probably gonna sign off, y'all. My album has gone off. That told you it was short. I don't even know who this artist is that's playing. Okay. Oh goodness. Someone said they need a boy. Cardess01. Oh, thank you for answering. But I am a Reborn Doll artist, and I am I'm painting a Reborn Doll. Google Reborn Doll kits or Reborn Dolls itself, and you'll see exactly what I'm up to. On the feet, I have started building up the depth there. I've gone in with this like peachy pink, this bluish pink, and this is another type of bluish pink, and then a baby pink. Just to create some different nuances of color, therefore creating depth. So I've done that on the bottom of the feet and in the hands actually. And you can probably see some uneven red colors. I didn't use the modeling sponge. I just used a paintbrush. And kind of similar to the way that I am laying down this wash consistency, I just kind of took this color right here and just applied it in random places so you can see some of the unevenness that we have created underneath the skin tone to create the realism. So I have just been working on it slowly and getting it to where I want it to be so me and Mom can be much happier this time around. And honestly, she was okay with it, but I was like, you know what? I'm not happy with it. So that's why I started over. Okay, so I'm going to let that flash off. And where I am with Susu, I have laid down some of her undertones. Started working on her eyelid area, on her cheeks, even the lips. I've laid down some blues, purples, reds, and some yellow. And her limbs are right here. And then Big Gabriella, I have done some pinks and some purple washes on her already. So I was kind of nervous about doing 3 kits at one time, but because they're going to be similar in color, like these two are going to be like a light brown complexion. But the beginning process for all 3 it's pretty much the same. So I just said, let me pull out all 3 of these. This one is due late December. This big girl, y'all, size of a 5-year-old. And then Susu is due next year. But I just figured, hey, I'll go ahead and start working on her. If anything, get her done. Put her back in some plastic, and then root her sometime next year, and then ship her off to mom. But I figured since they were going to be close in color, why not just go ahead and knock those 2 out. But I am going to sign off, and I hope y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. And thank you so, so much for joining me. Let me see if there's any questions before I go. Oh, your dream baby is a preemie. Honestly and truthfully, I would say if I collected dolls, which I don't have any, but if I collected reborn dolls, I would definitely have a preemie. I would, and I can't think of one kid in particular. I like Eptahala Bulls. I like her kits. They are very, very nice, like the way they fold into your arms. Twin A, Twin B. Are they preemies, y'all? I can't remember their length, but I just love their facial features, like the expression on them. Put this back up in my little tower. But I'm gonna sign off. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send me an email at Victoria's Little Peanut Nursery at gmail.com. That's Victoria's LITTLEPNUTNURSERY at gmail.com, or find me on Instagram. And yeah, again, have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Oh, hang on. Thank you, Paula. Thank you so, so much. Have I tried the Gemini paints? I have not tried the Gemini paints. What do you think about them? Like, are they really nice? I haven't tried any of the other paints because I haven't had a reason. I do need a new crimson, and I saw like a raspberry red from Irresistibles, and I've heard good things about Irresistibles. A little bit about BC Heat Set paints, but not too much. When I was at the doll show, I wanted to get a sample of her colors, but for some reason I ended up not getting them. I can't remember why. I did get the oil, but I don't know why I didn't get the paints. But nevertheless, I haven't had the opportunity or reason to buy any other paints just yet, because all of my pots are pretty much full, other than needing a crimson, a Mars black, and some more ultramarine blue. So maybe I'll try the Gemini if you think that they're good. You love them, okay. And the varnish too. Yeah. I love their varnish for sure. The varnish is like top tier. Again, that's like the old school Genesis matte varnish, which I love. Love, love, love. So I highly recommend getting the Gemini matte varnish from Bountiful Baby, y'all. For any artists that are on here, please try out that varnish, because you won't be disappointed at all. But I'll look into the paints, because again, I need those 3 colors for sure. And they have a crimson on one. Well, look at there. That's what I need. Have you tried their blue? Any of their blues? Okay. Well, it's gonna be worth a shot, because honestly and truthfully, I gotta go ahead and make a decision one way or the other, because I'll need those colors. But okay, guys, it was wonderful talking to y'all, seeing everybody. Have a great evening, and again, a wonderful, happy, safe Thanksgiving. See you in another upload. Bye, guys.